Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk about all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. I'm Chris, and the director of Transformers Rise of the Beast has shared with us two photos, one of the Autobots and one of the Terrorcons, or rather, the vehicles that they will be taking shape of when they're not in alien robot form. So from this, we're able to get an idea of which characters are here, and I'm going to line them out for you and explain to you which character is which, and I'll show you some images from different television shows or comic books where these characters have taken place. So if you'll have to stay up to date on all of this major movie and television news, consider subscribing, turn on that notification bell so you never miss one of our daily uploads. So let's start with what the biggest question you probably may have, and that is the Autobots and Terrorcons. Obviously, it's likely you know what an Autobot is. We saw this group of Transformers in the entire Michael Bay series, led by Optimus Prime, but then it talks about Terrorcons. Now, Terrorcons are a group within the Decepticons, but they're a very specific and odd group. They're both incapable and deadly at the same time, as this group isn't taken too seriously. However, they will kill you or anybody around you for any reason. Whether it's a job, whether it's for sport, whether they're bored, or any other kind of idea that you could come from for a reason for a crazy alien to kill something, they're willing to do it. They don't have limits in that sense. They're a very dark and goofing off sort of group from the television shows that they've shown up in. Now, the Terrorcons have shown up in both comic books and in animated television shows, most notably the Transformers cartoon, which was the big cartoon shown to probably a lot of you as kids that really kind of rose the excitement for Autobots and Decepticons, the Transformers as a whole. It sold a lot of toys and really put the brand on the map. Now, in this image, we have three vehicles, so we only see three of the Terrorcons. Not sure if there's going to be others or if we're only going to be getting these three in the movie. However, the Terrorcons usually consist of these characters. Hun-Gur, who is the leader and likely the semi here in this picture, Ripper Snapper, Bolt, Sinner Twin, Cutthroat, and Cindersaur. So these characters are often portrayed in the group that is the Terrorcons, and I would expect to see most of, if not all of them, in the film. And if I had to guess, like I said, Hun-Gur, the leader of the Terrorcons, the usual leader of the Terrorcons, will be played by this semi, or the semi will be that character. Now, on the other side, we have the Autobots. Now, these Autobots are going to be a little bit different. This is Rise of the Beasts. So all of these cars are going to have animal-like figures when they're in full creature form. So this isn't going to be Optimus Prime as the semi. It's going to be Optimus Primal, who takes the form of an ape. Now, keep in mind, this is a different franchise from the big Michael Bay franchise that we've been watching, and although the characters might have similarities or be very similar, it's a completely different universe, a completely different multiverse, and not related whatsoever. However, we have been hearing that this will be taking place in the same universe that the Bumblebee movie took place, so it's possible that we will see some of the normal Autobots as well. It's also very easy to identify Prime B, who is this Camaro-looking Jeep super stacked up character, which is like Bumblebee, but a little bit different, again, because we're in the Rise of the Beasts franchise. And then the motorcycle would likely be played as Archie, who is another character that is usually within the group. It's also assumed that Wheeljack and Mirage are in this photo, which would be taking on the place of the other two cars. But that's kind of just an assumption following the groups that we have seen in the Rise of the Beast franchise in either cartoons or in comic books. So again, this is a very cool looking group, and I would suppose that we will see more characters played and more vehicles included as well, depending on how much of an origin story we're going to be getting. It's possible that they will give us a very early look at the characters before they've called others to join them, so there might be a very small selective number, and then as the franchise grows, because there will be other movies, more characters will be introduced. Now, Stephen Caple Jr., who is the director for this film, shared this with us, and I'm sure he's very excited. This is our first official look at the Autobots and the Terrorcons, and hopefully this explanation gave you a better idea of what these characters are. Now, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Are you excited for this film? Were you a fan of the old Autobots and Decepticons, the Michael Bay movies, or do you think the Transformers franchise as a whole is getting a little overplayed? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to everybody who watched till the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.